Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's talk about it. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Let's talk about this game, man. We got some things to talk about. You guys know I'm gonna put the link in the chat. And look, it's a little bit of disappointment, but look, I'm gonna tell you guys like this. I saw some promise tonight, and the end of the game is the end of the game. But for the most part, well, let me backtrack. The beginning of the game was kind of suspect. It seemed like USC kind of moved and got out to a slow start. However, we started picking up the pace a little bit, and the offense started moving and grooving. And it looked like Jaden Mayava was in the zone. It looked like the team was in the zone. We'll just talk about it. The receivers, we'll get in this. We'll do it together, man. I'm going to put this link in the chat, man. We'll talk about it. I'm somewhat disappointed, but I can't be really disappointed because I understand that the depth issues, especially at the defense, we really saw that with a team as powerful as Notre Dame. But we'll get into this real quick, man. We'll talk about this. I'm going to get the first guest come on here. Young guy, what's the word?
What's the deal, fam?
What's up with it?
Man, you already know, man. We fought hard, bro. Like,
yeah, I'm not even
you know me, bro. So day one, I ain't never been on no negativity, all that. You feel me? We fought hard, couple things that go our way, but I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at these clowns in the chat, man, and it's just like, come on, man. Y'all don't even know football for one. Y'all wasn't posting nothing positive when things was going good.
No, they weren't. They were.
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, it is what
it's a lot of upside. Our recruiting still gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? Our young players been getting run. We're gonna be straight, bro.
Absolutely.
We're gonna be straight, bro.
And you look at the game started slow, and I'm gonna be taking these calls. I got a million people jumping in here, but
yeah, all the time. I'm here with you.
Yeah. It started slow, and then we started picking up the pace. My Alva looked like he just really got in another zone, man.
He was.
He was like really clicking. They couldn't stop him. It was some questionable PI calls that the one with Quentin Joyner, they didn't want to call that. Then they didn't call the one that before the first pick six. Man, it's just like wow, you know what I mean? We really, we really don't get no breaks, but I think I saw a promise today, man. Like this team really started fighting, man, and I really was feeling it. But it is what it is, man.
It is what it is. You feel me? Yeah, with some calls we didn't get and all that, but we fought. So I'm happy where we at. Yeah, I wanted the game. Yeah, this is a rivalry game. Yeah, I wanted to beat Notre Dame. But this ain't kick my team when they down and be negative.
It ain't. They didn't get blown out. A lot of people thought they were gonna get blown out, but USC absolutely came in and fought, and I saw some promise, man. So I'm good with that. But I'm gonna take these calls in order. If you could double back in here, man, because it's these people coming in here.
I'm already knowing they finna be on you. Yeah. I double back. I ain't got it's on you, fam. Whatever. I'll be in the chat.
Yeah. You can hold tight. Hold on for a second.
All right.
Angel, how you doing?
Not good, brother. Not good.
Tell me how you feeling.
I feel really disappointed. I feel very disappointed because it was the fourth quarter again, and we were going for the tying score. And again, I can't put this on the player. I got to put this on the coach because I can't recall in the history of USC when we're in the red zone like that, the coach is calling for passing plays when we're running the ball effectively. And even though Woody Marks wasn't there, we had Quentin Joyner, and he was doing good. I don't understand why Lincoln Riley doesn't understand that the offensive line is built better for the run than for the pass. And he didn't show any faith in the offensive line when we had the ball going for the tying score. And that's where the game got away from us.
Which tying score are you referring to? You talking about
in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter,
when we had the ball with 4 minutes to go in the game, and he tried to throw that back shoulder pass, and it went for the pick six.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say this before that. I think the possession before when Quentin Joyner actually had an opportunity to break for a touchdown. I mean, for whatever reason, man, it's like all year long we get these missed opportunities. Well, with the referees, that was a clear pass and interference. They held Quentin Joyner down, which he would have broke away. That was a nice call. And then they turned around and called a pass and interference on us on the next possession with Notre Dame, which is, it's like it's just an unfortunate thing. And then I think it was a pass and interference on that pick six. It was a clear push off. Now the call might not have been the same, but I actually recorded it and put it on my Twitter. But I don't know, man. This is just a weird season, I think, overall, with just the way the referee has been. And I agree with you. The game hasn't been called all year long. I mean, we know he's had lack of run plays. I agree with you on that. He's absolutely lost in the sauce with some of that. But I feel like Jaden Maiava was moving and grooving all game long. And at the end of the game, and then we've seen multiple receivers drop balls. I mean, I can't even tell you how many receivers we've seen drop balls. I mean, it's like, what can you do? This was Notre Dame, supposed to be the best team in the country defensively. He threw for almost 400 yards against Notre Dame. And it seemed like we moved the ball at will. We had this game.
Yeah, well, here's the other thing, Jay, that I still don't understand. And I'm going to tell you, it is what it is. I think that Kyle Ford is a better receiver, okay, than Zachariah Branch. At this point in his development, Kyle Ford is a better receiver. And again, today, he showed it again.
So many drop balls, man. It's like they bounce off their chest. And I don't understand it.
Because they're not catching the ball with their hands.
It's crazy.
And that receivers have to catch the ball with their hands, not with their body. And so, I think that Kyle Ford should have been playing more. He has a height advantage. He has a reach advantage. He's strong. He's physical. He's fast. And I think he creates a greater mismatch against Notre Dame. And when he got in there, he showed it, but then he disappeared again. And I just don't understand Coach Lincoln Riley's philosophy on how he's using these receivers.
I don't either. I mean, it's weird, but like I said, it was a couple guys. Even the tight end, he missed the ball. I mean, just right in the hands, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been going on all year. Even when Miller Moss was in there, this was going on. But I got to take some of these. I got 1,000 calls coming in. But
yeah, let me just say this last thing. If I was going to bet my house on a receiver to catch the ball, I would put my house on Kyle Ford than Zachariah Branch.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if it's obvious to us, why isn't it obvious to him? Anyway, we'll see what happens in the bowl game. And thank you for taking my call. I'm a loyal Trojan till I die. So, we just got to continue fight on, but I'm extremely disappointed, Jay, and thank you for taking my call and fight on, brother.
All right, fight on, Angel. Thank you for coming in, man. We'll be talking about this all week. Season's over, so hey, it is what it is. Hey,
all right,
appreciate
brother.
You. Fight on. Yeah, man. Let me.
My call. I missed yours.
Brian, what's the word?
What's going on, Jay?
Talk to me, man. What you see out there?
It had nothing to do with the run, man. It had nothing to do with Kyle Ford and Zach Branch. It had nothing to do with it whatsoever. That play where he got the first pick six, it should have been Jacoby Lane in there, man. We should have rolled him the whole game inside the red zone.
Yeah.
He should have had 6 touchdowns today.
Yep.
And we could stop the run. We need the bodies up front. That's all. That's all it is. We could not stop the run in the first half and part of the second half. This game was decided by a pick six. What that first pick six was took the air out of everything.
It took the air
Took the
out.
air out of everything.
And,
I don't know what that guy talking about. It had nothing to do with no Jacoby Lane and with no Kyle Ford and with no Zach Bright. It had nothing to do with them.
Hey, and contrary to, I see people blowing up on Twitter, Jaden Mohammed, man, look, this man almost threw for 400 yards against the so-called best defense in the country, or one of the best defenses in the country. This is the most points Notre Dame has ever had scored on them was 35 points. And the man was cooking all game long. But, man, my God, the receivers got to help him, bro. Like, they dropped so many balls until it was just, it's like, come on, man.
Hit their hands.
It's hitting their hands. How many opportunities you gonna get? I mean, those are points on the board, man, and we just let them have it.
Right.
Yeah, like Brian just said, you know what I'm saying? Jacoby Lane would have produced a bigger match. I mean, a bigger mismatch on the end. But at the same time, like the last brother was saying, respectfully, like if you watch it, I don't even think, like, of course Lincoln can override Simmons, the receivers coach, but he's sitting in the personnel based on the play call. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just say, oh, Riley, this player. We all can say this player should have been in. Everybody gonna have their favorites, but it is what it is, man. We lost. It ain't like we can't just keep coming up with these different excuses. We lost. It is what it is. We got to get better. We got to fight on.
Look, and like I said, I'm not upset at all because I saw some fight. I saw something that we could build on, especially with the quarterback position. Our receivers, man, we got to tighten it up though. But
got to tighten it up.
We're thin. We're thin. We're very thin.
We need the bodies up front, man. We need the bodies up front. It was evident in that game where the way they gassed us, especially in the first half. We don't have the depth and we don't have the talent up front. Once we shore that up, we're gonna be good.
And you can't play against a team like Notre Dame that has an offensive line like that and think we're gonna be. We held up for a minute. We came up with some good stops in the minute. The first part of the game, but then it was like, okay. You could see, that the depth wasn't there, man, and it was pretty apparent. It was evident. But then once I saw us punching back and really still coming back with it, I said, okay, they want to fight. So if they want to fight, I'm going to stand back with them and fight back with them. You know what I mean?
You got to ride the hot hand, though, Jay. Jacoby Lane, they couldn't stop him all game. Inside of the red zone, he was unstoppable. I know, you want to get Kyron Hudson a touchdown, but he tripped. That was a good play by the DB, but I believe if Jacoby Lane in there, that's a touchdown.
I agree.
I truly believe that.
The red zone, it should just be on one side on the outside receivers, Deuce Robinson on one side, and it should be Jacoby Lane on the other side.
Yeah, it was a one-on-one on that side over there. It was a one-on-one.
I just
put
don't
Jacoby
understand.
Lane in there any day.
Yep. I don't get it, man. It's like he always gets away from what works. I don't get that, man. It is what it is. But what else you got to say, man? It's frustrating, man, because this has been a story all year long. We get away from what we do best and what works for us, and as a result, we find ourselves in the same situation.
Well, I agree that Jacoby Lane will always be a better mismatch and a better red zone target. And just to keep it real, though, Kyron is a good 50-50, ball player. And we've seen it time after time. He got held in his shoulder. He couldn't get back to the ball. I'm going to keep it real. On that first pick six.
He got held. I got the clip. It was
I'm not saying Jacoby Lane shouldn't have been in there. I'm not saying he wouldn't have presented a better mismatch. I agree with Brother Brian. But what I'm saying is we've seen Kyron make them plays over time. You know what I mean?
It was a clear push-off, just like with Quentin Joyner. They showed it on TV. It was a clear hold, but they didn't call it. Then they come right back around and call a hold on us on when we was on defense. So it's just like, I don't know, man. They do, it's been like this all year long. But it is what it is. We lost. Not taking nothing away from Notre Dame. They won the game. It is what it is.
It was frivolous at the first play of the game when they did the replay and they seen old boy punch, throw the punch at our dude.
I mean, man, that's the thing.
And the commentator's like, damn, he should be ejected. He just threw a punch.
But here's the thing, though. All this stuff be happening right in front of the refs, bro. Like, I don't know what else we supposed to do to get anybody's attention, man. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yes, sir.
I got a question for you. Though. Is Miami your quarterback going forward?
I'm good. Look, yeah. I don't all this other stuff that I be man, please. Look, to me,
Well,
Miami was cooking, man. He looked focused.
he
I know
was cooking.
I asked that question earlier. I think it was last week, or yeah, I
Last
think it was
week,
last week.
last week you did.
And look, Miami, and I was kind of wavering in my mind, but after the night, he looked like he was focused, and he looked like he came to play. And it wasn't to the end of the game when we saw some mistakes, but man, he was throwing some dimes, man. I'm talking about some dimes. And you don't go throw for almost 400 yards against a team like Notre Dame. And a team like Notre Dame, man. And thank you, not a good quarterback, man. I don't think we need I personally think he's the quarterback. What you think?
I agree. I think he's a quarterback too. Do he have things to work on? Yeah, everybody do. But like since he's been in there these 3 weeks, it's just a total different vibe. It's a total different offense. You know what I mean? So I think
Yeah, but
we roll with him.
I think we roll with him, but I still think we need to take an insurance plan out of the transfer portal just in case. Because you got to remember, Moss more than likely Moss gone after this year, so we only
Mhm.
got the kid that's coming in Longstreet. I think we got to get an insurance plan out of the transfer portal though.
Yeah,
But
Well,
they gonna do
he'll
that.
learn.
hey Brian, let me ask you, let me get this super chat too. Hey, let me ask you, what would you consider an insurance plan? Like somebody that because the thing is, we'll find ourselves in the same situation. So you talking about getting a transfer portal quarterback is gonna want to play. We know that. I mean,
Yeah,
Mhm.
if you a good one.
insurance plan in case Miami go down, you don't want to hit your system again. We got a favorable season next year. We got a favorable schedule. Excuse me. We have a favorable schedule. If Miami goes down, you don't want to hit your entire season. Knock on wood on Long Street. You just don't want to do that. So who do we have? Because Moss will be gone. That's what I
Yeah,
mean by an insurance plan. We got to take somebody out of the portal, somebody that's going to push Miami in the off season, in spring camp and fall camp, somebody that's going to help raise his level of play. You don't want him to get content or get complacent, thinking that hey, I don't want to have this true freshman behind me. Do you
yeah,
want that? That's what I'm saying. We got to take an insurance plan out of the transfer portal just in case he get hurt. I agree that Miami should be the starter going forward, but you know we got to take somebody in the portal. We have to.
yeah. I got you. Let me get to these super chats. I got a bunch of calls. Man, what's wrong with this? Oh, I can't. I got too many people in. Hey, I gotta drop off because I got too many people. It won't let me
All right.
allow some of these other people. 10 people trying to. Yeah. Okay. So young Toddy, tap back in if you can.
I got you, bro. I'm being the chat.
Okay.
All
All
right,
right.
all the time.
All right. Christian,
Brother, what's good, man?
what's the word?
Man, I'm like you. I ain't even upset after this long.
I'm
You
not.
know what I'm saying?
Let me read this real quick. I gotta get some of
Go
these
ahead.
calls in. You can hold tight for a minute. Thank you, John Cecilia says, I'm disappointed we lost, but I'm extremely encouraged with the fight this group showed. This was a good team we played with a stout defense. I'm humbled. I guess you say in my humble view, they took a big step forward. Hey, I agree with you, man. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, man, I'm really like not even upset right now. I'm probably more upset at the referee and more than anything that continues the lack of calls that continue to take place. But I'm not even upset right now.
Well, I mean, and as USC fans coming in, we should have known. Like we seen what we pretty much seen all year. Wide receivers struggle to catch the ball. Offensive tackles have some struggles when it counted. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Hard pressure rush. We need to fill defensive line to get pass rushers. You know what I'm saying? It's a stout defensive lineman. So, and we see what they're trying to do to recruit in the hopefully portal. So we seen those things today, but I still feel encouraged for the future for what they shown, especially with being a young team. And I don't get it, like because offensively today they played a good game offensively up into that pick six, and that was a blatant hole. And we know the referees are gonna get us every game, and that happened. They
it's
missed so
wild,
many
man.
legal. Man,
So
Jamel
many.
Muhammad got hit. Jamel Muhammad got hit in the face, hands to the face. They didn't call. Another player got punched. They missed multiple holding calls. And on that play, that Kyrie Hudson, I understand what they're saying by throwing it your lane, but Hudson had to step on him, and the guy, it was basically was a horse collar. He grabbed
Right.
him back, he grabbed him by the back of his shoulder pad, and the whole time it's
Stupid,
like the
man.
referee just sitting there looking. And what amazed me is the referee was right there on the Makai Lemon pass interference. He
Hey,
didn't
hey,
even call it.
hey,
Somebody had to
hey,
throw it
hey,
from
hey,
across the
look,
field.
and then right there when Quentin Jordan got help, man. You
Yeah,
know
on
what?
that screenplay, he got
It is
tackled.
what it is. Overall, what's your thoughts on
What's
JD
up,
Miles?
coach?
What's your thoughts on JD Miles' performance?
I think Jaden Marble he played really well.
He
He
did.
was he I believe he played really well. And that pick six at the end, we know it was a pass interference. He didn't get called. They go like that in football. That second pick six, it was 4th down and 6. He said hike, and the line was obliterated. I mean, it was like 4 people running straight in your face, and I mean, you can't take a sack right there. You got to throw it up to at least try to get something on 4th down. And so that's what happened with that second one. But I mean, he was balling out.
Yeah, yeah. Coach, what's up?
Jay, what's good, baby?
Man,
What's
talk
up,
to me,
coach?
man.
Hey,
What's your thoughts on everything?
hey, I know I was talking crap to you in text messages, but that's all the good love. Look, this is what we need to come out of this game with, right? That's going to be a top 5 seed playoff team, right? We
No
lost that
doubt.
we lost that game by 14 points. Two of the touchdowns. Sorry, we lost by 7 points. But at the end of the day, two of the
14,
touchdowns. It
No,
was
we
14.
lost. Yeah, yeah. I was about to look up. Yeah,
But we scored
14,
late.
48, 35, 48,
yeah,
35.
Okay, by
yeah, yeah.
14 points, right? But two of the touchdowns was pick sixes, right? Let's take that away. We're driving, we're driving to win the game. At the end of the day, our whole goal was when Maeva came into the game is see where we're going to go, right? If you look at this trajectory, we're moving in the right direction. We
Preach, coach.
this is our biggest loss of the year, which is only 14 points, right? We haven't been blown out all year, and we talked about that last week, Jay, when we was on the phone.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I guess we could call this a blowout, but 14 points isn't really a blowout in college
I
football.
can't. Hey, coach. The only reason I can't, and I'm not trying to. The only reason I can't call this a blowout, coach, is because of some of these calls and this unfortunate stuff that happened. But go ahead, go
No,
ahead, go
no.
ahead.
I'm with you though. Like at the end of the day, you look at let's talk about defensively. We needed to stop. We got 2 big stops. We got an interception and we held them and we got the ball back. We were able to drive, right? Right, all them youngsters on the defensive line, Braden Shelby, Big 49, and the other young kid, them dudes, we got to get them to stay because them dudes are gonna be good. There was one play where Shelby fucking extended his arm, pushed off, and made a play in the backfield, tackled the quarterback. We got to get linebackers because linebackers play isn't very good. But at the end of the day, if you want to put this on a measuring stick and see how close we are, we might be closer than we think, right? We
Right.
might be closer than we think. We got to remember, Mayava is going to get a spring and he's going to get a summer camp, right? Makai Lemon's only going to get better. Now we got to get those other cats better, but look, going into next year, Makai Lemon's probably going to be receiver number 1, and that's fine. He's proven that he's receiver number 1. But if we're going to look at this thing, this wasn't our national championship. This wasn't to go to the playoff. This wasn't this or that. This is how far do we have to get by next year? And I don't think we're that far off if you really
We're
look at
not
this
that far,
thing.
coach.
So
Preach,
you know what I
coach.
mean? So like people could get
Again,
disappointed. People could get disappointed, and people be like, "Oh, we should have won the game." I mean, at the end of the day, I know it sounds bad. I know it sounds politically correct, but a win would have not done anything for us, but give us confidence, right? Let's take this moral victory. Let's see how close we are. Let's try to get better with these 15 practices before we get to the bowl game. Let's do well in the bowl game, and let's take this
beautiful.
offseason and like legit take things personal and become the team and try to get into the college football playoff. It's not. Let's not get upset. We legit had a preseason. We get 4 preseason games before we get another shot at this. Now, if next year turns out like this year, we need to look for a coach.
No, then
So
it's a big. I agree.
I agree
Hey,
with
coach,
that, coach.
I 100% agree with you. But you can see, coach, to your point, you can see that there's some building blocks here, and I think we got a lot to work with. Now here's the question I got for you, coach, because a lot of people are saying we need to shop for a quarterback in the transfer portal. Is Jaden Miles the quarterback?
yeah,
Let me say. Let me. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Jaden Maeva has to be your quarterback, right? I mean, at the end of the day, this is the guy that you took your starting quarterback out, and you put this kid in expecting him to be the quarterback of your future. Jaden Mayava has to go into the season being your starting quarterback. At the end of the day, the only thing that really matters in this whole thing to make it all work is your locker room. You go transfer portal shopping and you try to find somebody to replace Jaden Mayava, you go kill your whole locker room.
For real.
You see the
For
vibe
real.
that's happening right now. Don't become a locker room cancer, because that you guys, all you guys in the comments, the players see this stuff. And your cancer and your thoughts sneak into the locker room, and it it messes up locker rooms. Stop messing up this locker room. We already messed it up in the past before. Stop being a locker room cancer. It sneaks in and messes everything up. Now, to answer your question, though, we do need to get into the portal to find a legit backup, right?
That's what Brian and that's what Brian was saying.
We need to find a backup. A good option will be the kid from UNLV. The one that left early, he'll be a good option to be a backup. You need somebody like that just in case something happens to Mayava. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we really need to get in the portal and go find some linebackers and maybe a couple older guys on the defensive line just to build depth.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't need to go find another quarterback to replace Mayava. What are we replacing Mayava for? He just threw for 300 yards. He threw
for almost 400 yards, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's thrown for 700 yards in 3 games. He has 2 interceptions. He threw 8? He has 8 touchdowns in 3 games. Like, come on, guys. Like, things happen. Name one quarterback in the NFL, the highest league in America, in the world, where one quarterback has not thrown an interception. Like, you guys got to stop. Like, come on now. Like, don't see this. And Jay, this is the problem I had with everybody wanted to put Mayava in, right? It had to be done. But see, now Mayava throws 2 picks. Now everybody wants to take Mayava out. This is the problem that we're going to create.
I know what I saw tonight. And I'm gonna tell you this. That pressure, you remember when they rushed and Mayava rolled out and had to throw it on the run?
Yeah.
Miller Moss wouldn't have got away from that at all.
Right. And Mayava extends the play. You know what I mean? I think that's going to take some adjustment for the receivers to get to, because you can still kind of tell they're not used to the play being extended, which is something you work on in the spring, something you work on in the fall. But like I said, at the end of the day, Jay, the question is, this is going to be the number 5 team going into the college football playoff. They're going to get a home game against the number 12 team or whatever. How far off are we from the number? And the only reason why they're number 5 is because they're independent. Mm-hmm. How far off are we from the top 5 team in the college football playoff? If you ask me, we ain't that far off. We're about 4 or 5 players off, and we could get those to recruit in the transfer portal. We're almost there, Jay.
Yeah, no doubt.
And Coach piggyback off that too. This was the number 5 team, but we also showed that we could stack up against Penn State, which is another top 5 team, right? Yep. Took them down to our. So we beat LSU. So we're not that far off. Like I said, like we're saying, we're just, if we can get some more interior bodies. And then, defense was hurt a whole lot this year. We lost a lot of our best players and some edge rushers. We're gonna be close. But I think what's the craziest thing to me is Mayava's been in for 3 weeks now, and it's only USC fans that don't seem to see it, because I'm not gonna say all USC fans, but a lot of USC fans have been intent that don't seem to see it. Everybody outside the program, and I think they're more mad because they want to blame somebody for the season and the losses. But everyone outside the program sees it. I mean, even that was like, oh, he found his quarterback. Oh, this kid, look at what he's doing in the pocket, getting hit, delivering the ball right on the. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else can see it. The kid is playing good ball, plain and simple.
But the only thing is, Christian, it created the door. It created the door to be revolving when the change was made, right? And the only reason why the change. We can't say we were the change that made, but everybody's like, we got to take Miller out. We got to take Miller out. We got to take Miller out. And then the change was made. We don't know if that was the plan the whole time. Like, hey, we're getting bad here, but we're not going to pull them until we get to our bye week, which on Lincoln Riley is 100% correct. But will you have people calling to take him out even before Miller Moss made his first start? And then all of a sudden he doesn't perform like he wants to perform. And then now people want to pull him automatically. Okay, who's number 17? They put number 17 in the game. I have no idea who that kid is, what he does, where he's.
Oh, Jensen.
Is that the same kid from last year that played in the Holiday Bowl?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
Hey, that was the most lost in the sauce. Why would you bring him in?
Right.
I don't.
It
That
made
made
no
no.
sense, but what I'm saying, Jay, is like people talking about take my Alva out. We already went through Miller Moss. Miller Moss,
Yeah,
I respect him. He's doing it the right way. He's still suiting up. He's still on the sideline. He's still being accountable. And so
absolutely.
who we gonna put in? Number 17? You can't
No,
ask to
that
pull the
man, they
quarterback out
crazy.
every time he has. Look, we all have bad days, and we're adults, right? These are 18 to 24-year-old kids. I don't care if you. Oh, well, they're getting paid like adults. So what? There's child stars who's getting paid more than you and more than you make at your job every year. Are they adults? If I'm a 12-year-old child star, these are still kids. They're still learning. They're still growing up. And guess what? They're gonna have bad days, just like we have bad days at work, right? So do you get to lose? Do you get to lose your job when you have your one bad day or you mess something up? Absolutely not. Chill out, folks. Chill out, people. They have bad
Chill
days.
out.
They're human. Like, come on, don't do this to this kid because he had one bad day. Let him develop. Let him get good. Let
It
him get
wasn't.
good in the
It
ball
was
game. You know what I
the
mean?
thing
It
about it.
wasn't a
It was.
bad day
It
to
wasn't a
me.
bad
It
day.
wasn't a,
It
it
was.
wasn't a bad day to me. He was balling.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But they knocking him on the 2 picks. But
Man,
so
you know why they knocking them? Because they lost to the Sauce. I don't even want to hear nothing from them. They
Now
crazy. Hey, hey,
I can tell you why. I can tell you why they lost because they don't know football. I mean that first one, it wasn't like it was a bad read. It wasn't like what I'm saying. It was just a terrible ball. He went to the one-on-one matchup. Hudson had a step. The DB clearly grabbed him by the back of his shoulder pads, basically a horse collar. And that second pick, it was 4th down and 6. The man said hike and the floodgates opened up. It was 5 defensive linemen in his face on 4th and 6. You got to throw the ball up. You got to
well, if
give
you want
somebody a chance.
if you want to get technical, that was actually Jacoby Lane's fault because it looked like my Alva was going back shoulder. So Jacoby Lane, if he would have stopped and came back on the back shoulder, the
That was Hudson.
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Hudson, my fault. Hudson, if he would have stopped and came back for the back shoulder, then the back judge or the side judge would have saw the shoulder back being pulled, and we probably would have got the PI.
But the thing is, I don't think he could come back because he extended his arm, and it was like a push off the way he was
Nah,
holding.
he pulled him. He pulled the back of his
He
shoulder
was
pad
pulling
like
Hold
a
him.
on,
horse collar.
I got the hold on. Let me look
Yeah,
at this
he was
clip.
pulling him, Jay. He was pulling him.
He pulled the back of his shoulder pad like a horse collar.
Yep. Go ahead and review it.
I'm
And then
reviewing it right.
that second pick was 4th and 6. He had to just throw it up. You can't take a sack then.
No, hey, hey, hold on. I wish I could. Let me see if I can upload this
Come here.
thing in here real quick.
Come here.
I should be able to upload this. I don't want no sound on this.
Okay.
Uh,
Be careful uploading it. It's going on your YouTube, Jay. You might.
oh yeah. I don't want no copyright. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you. Hey, thank you. That you notice I ain't even put a lot of videos.
The podcast community at SC, bro. We got each other.
Yeah, I forgot about. Hey, I'm just hot, man. Hey, but let me read this comment. Frank, thank you for the super chat. It says, man, Miami grew up in this game. People are forgetting that USC is a young team. This was a good measuring stick for our team, and I like the progress in the fight that this team displayed. Fight on. Hey, thank you for the super chat, and I totally agree with you. Hey, let me get to some of these calls because
hey, real quick, Jay, real quick, and I'll hop off. I reposted something on my personal Twitter. Pregnon gets punched in the face and doesn't do anything about it.
it's in front of. Well, yeah, he should. He should. Yeah. I feel you on that.
Hold on, Jay. I don't care if it's a penalty or not.
We would throw hands. We throw hands. Hey,
you know what I mean?
Man, forget that. Hey.
That's all I'm saying, Jay. So yeah, hey, but check us out tomorrow morning at 9, Jay. You know the usual time.
Okay, that's what's up.
OAFB Network.
Okay,
All
that's
right, Jay.
what's up.
Appreciate you. Yep.
All right, fight on, big dog.
Fight on.
All right, let me get to some of these calls. All right, Dan.
Hey, Jay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's the word, man?
Man, I'll say this first and foremost. If we had Tim Mackay Lemons, not even player-wise, just mindset, that dude is a dog. If we had 10 of those dudes on this team, our record would look so much different, for one. Biggest thing. Second thing,
I agree with you, bro.
I just hate, and I'm going to assume that it's scheme-wise because we got these wide splits and stuff like that on the outside. But the way, and I commented it in the chat, the way our receivers run fade routes, in my opinion, is just so gross. Like growing up, all throughout football, you hear, hold the red line, hold the red line. Why? Time after time after time, and it's been ever since Lincoln Riley got there, you got receivers, every time they catch a fade ball, they're two yards away from the sideline damn near. Every time. And so you giving Mayava, who played a great game, a super small window to throw that ball, and you getting 1 foot in bounds, maybe whatever. It's like, give your quarterback some room to work, man. They beeline it straight to the sideline, and I don't get that.
I
I don't
don't get
get
it
that.
either. I don't. And not only that, the ball touched their. How many times? I think I counted maybe 4 or 5 times that the ball touched their hands, man. And those are critical plays that we
Yeah,
could have put points on the board. Like he was early on in this game, man, all the way up to the fourth quarter. My Alva was placing that ball where, like, right, he was almost having like a perfect game, man.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And it's just like it's unfortunate because it's like some of those, it messes with his completion percentage. But I mean, he was. I mean, what more do you want to do? I mean, these guys,
yep.
they want to be in. But look, what is the coach supposed to do if you want to be in, but you're not executing the play? Like, what
And
do you want him to do?
I don't get how we get the talent that we have. You know, Deuce Robinson, big 5-star. Mekhi Lemon, big 5-star. Jacoby Lane was a big prospect. All these guys, right? And we don't see any progression from them. Like by this time, Deuce Robinson should be like a not Mike Williams, dude from the Buccaneers. I can't think of his name.
Mike Evans.
Mike
Mike
You
Evans,
Evans.
thinking about
talent
Mike Evans?
wise, he has that type of talent, and we don't see any of our receivers take that next step. Zachariah Branch, like this year has been abysmal all year. And like our guys just don't take that next step, and I just don't get it. Like we get the talent there, yeah, skill wise, cool, but they just don't take that next step, and it makes no sense to me. I just don't get it.
I don't
And
get
I'm
it
not
either,
making.
man.
I'm not saying I'm not making excuses on that. But again, we got to remember, outside of Zachariah Branch, those other three receivers didn't get much clock last year. So this is really their first year. So before we start saying we don't see any progression from them, we need to have this talk next season after they done got a year under their belt. Yeah, they sophomores, but they're pretty much freshmen on the field. Outside of Branch, those other three didn't get much clock until the Holiday Bowl. So this is really like their freshman year. Mike Evans didn't develop in one year. Mike Evans didn't come on to his second or third year when Johnny Manziel got there. We didn't even know who Mike Evans was when he first got to Texas A&M. Like he wasn't balling like that in his first year. So I just say hold off on that until next year, and let's see if they're playing the same way next year, then we can have that conversation that they're not growing. But you got to let them get their experience. This is not high school. This is their first time playing, big time ball outside the Holiday Bowl. I mean, like we got to remember we're young on offense. We have 3 offensive seniors. That's it. Everybody else is true freshmen, true sophomores, and red shirt. Like everyone is starting for the first time. So I mean, like I've been saying it all year, we look like a young team. And what I've seen from this team is that they have grown from the beginning of the year. That's why we was able to close out UCLA, Nebraska. We was losing those one possession games in the fourth quarter and stuff early in the year. We was there. We was there today. You know what I'm saying? But like, let's have this conversation next year. Yeah, they do need to catch the ball. They do need to run they routes better to get separation. That's what needs to be like one of the biggest things they do this spring is catching the ball, getting separation, running better routes.
No, I agree. I agree with you, Christian. I agree with both of you guys. I believe that they are a young group. But on the flip side, if you want to be in the game, big players make big plays, and big players
Yep.
make big plays in big games. And early on in the season, I would say I would accept it. But now moving on down the line, when it's happened over and over again, it really has to be addressed. But I agree with both of you. I mean, it's some young guys. But then on the flip side, big players show up in big games, man. I mean, how many times have we seen Ohio State with some of their true freshmen balling, getting their catches, man? We can't. At some,
Colorado.
yeah. Which receiver they got?
Shit.
Freshman. I can't remember what freshman they.
That
It's with
Colorado don't have a freshman. They
it's
receive a
with
transfer
Colorado.
from
It's just a
Vanderbilt.
revolving door around them guys. They one go down, they got somebody else you never heard of making plays.
I don't know, but at the end of the day, you gotta, once that ball touch your hand, they always told us in football, if the
Gotta
ball
catch it.
touches, you gotta catch it. Like we can't get it back now. I mean, points could be, we could move, we could progress down the field, and we're not doing it because execution. It's been like that. It was execution problem in the Penn State game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was execution problem in the Minnesota game. execution all year long. And a lot of people, some people blame Riley, but look, man, if he's trusting your quarterback like he did with Miller Moss to execute against Penn State, I mean, what else what else is he supposed to do? And I'm not taking up for him because I know the play call has been suspect because there is some times that we absolutely need to run. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, once the ball gets in your player's hand and he relinquishes it to you, it's their job to execute, man. So yeah, hey Dan, I appreciate you calling, man. Anything else you want to say?
Yep. Nah. Fight on.
All right, big dog. Hey, fight on. All right, let's see here. Stefan, what's the word?
Man, what's the deal, Jay? Man, what's going on with you, dog? Man, I'm so frustrated. I wish y'all would stop saying that young stuff, man. The only one that really wasn't getting no burn like that last year was Jacoby Lane. Deuce Robinson was in there. Malachi Nelson, I mean, not Malachi Nelson, but Lemon was in there last year. Them dudes, all that excuse that we young and all that, and every week you're supposed to be getting better and better anyway. So regardless of the fact that, okay, they wouldn't get time like that, you're supposed to be getting better. All that excuse, we young and all, they sophomores. They didn't have the whole year in the weight room getting bigger and getting stronger because that's what you're supposed to be doing. And at the end of the day, they gotta work on their craft, man. It's frustrating with them 2 interceptions though, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, man, where everybody at to run them dudes down? Like y'all gonna just let them run both pick sixes back? Like ain't nobody contesting it? Like what's going on?
I would be honest, that was extremely weird. I was looking for players.
I'm like, where everybody at? Y'all just gave up on the play?
That was extremely weird. I don't know what happened to anybody, but it is what it is, man.
I don't believe in all that moral victory stuff, man. Go on with all that. Like, come next year, man. If we not, because I'm getting tired of looking at everybody getting ready for the playoffs, and we just know we finna turn our equipment in a minute. Like, we got our little funky bowl game coming up probably, but this ain't SC, bro. This ain't what we play for. We play for national championships. This is unacceptable. All that old excuses and all that old other stuff, I ain't for it, man, because go on with all that. And I understand, I'm looking at other third-year coaches. How long Dan Lanning been with Oregon? 3 years? TCU, his first year. It's Lincoln Riley got to put up, man. You getting paid $100 million. That's just like the Dodgers playing Shohei Ohtani, paying him all that money, and he ain't out there producing. You see, he showed up and did what he supposed to do. You got to go and go produce. All that, they paying you for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go put up, man. And come next year, if we ain't playing for a national championship, you got to go. I mean, at the end of the day, as far as do I think Jaden Mayava is the answer for next year? He just got to put some work in his craft, though. If he really wants this position, you got to really do some film study. You got to, get out there with a quarterback coach or whoever you need to get with and work on your game, man. Because at the end of the day, it's some holes in this game, and it's just like, man. And they were saying this too. They was like, he prone to throw interceptions or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't really all on his fault though. He was getting what was that? Kyron Hudson was getting held and stuff like that. But we already know the referees is gonna be on our head they've been on our head all this year. So we should already know that we gotta play through the referees or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We know that already. They ain't gonna call nothing for USC. They don't even like us.
Well. Yeah, I mean the game was being called suspect all game long. I mean we can go on and on and on about that, but at the end of the day, I personally thought Jaden Mayava all the way up to the fourth quarter he played a great game, threw for almost 400 yards.
He played good. It's just some interceptions make it look bad or whatever, but all this moral victory and all this, we gonna, man, we got to get it together now, though. Come next year, man, I want to be playing for that. I don't want to be looking at Texas and Notre Dame's and everybody else. They celebrating and they getting ready to try to fight for a championship. And we packing it in already, man. No, that ain't how USC get down. We play for national championship. It's a reason why we got 8 Heisman Trophy winners and all this other stuff. We don't want all this moral victory stuff. We ain't the Clippers. We don't do all that. We don't put them type of banners up. We put national championship banners up. That's it.
No, I totally agree with you, and I think some other callers alluded to it. If Lincoln Riley doesn't get it done next year, I think, and it could be. I mean, you know, I've heard all kinds of stuff, man, from some different people that they looking at some stuff now, the administration. And I don't know. You
I
know,
want Lincoln Riley to be here. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
want him to do his thing because I think he's a smart offensive guy. You know, our defense kind of like was suspect today. You know what I'm saying? We do need
yeah.
some linebackers though. I mean, but we got to think about it. I know.
We got exposed. Well, the depth really showed up. The issues with the defensive line. Of course, you guys got Anthony Lucas, Bear Alexander. I mean, it is what it is. Eric Gentry, you know, we really got, I mean, man, it was, you know, they had a couple critical stops and, you know, through this game, but we just don't have enough depth, man, to be able to keep up with a team like Notre Dame, man. And it really showed.
But everybody got injuries though, man. Everybody fighting through injuries or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just the next man up. It's just like, what are you coaching these dudes? Like one thing I will say about Prime, whatever, he getting in them dudes' ear. He like, look, man, the next man up, this is your opportunity to take this man position or whatever. You got to preach competition. That's what Pete Carroll did, you know, and that's why when Jay walking all around that time when they was playing and all that, and we had injuries going down, the next man stepped up, they handled their business or whatever. But it seemed like when our man now that this team, whatever, like these dudes, if it ain't our starters, like once like Bear Alexander and them, he left, and Eric's injury, it's like some of the dudes that coming in ain't been stepping up like that. And it's just like, come on, man, y'all got to. Y'all want the position? It's there for the taking.
Yeah, and I think it's a case, and I'm gonna be honest about this. I think part of it too is a case, and I'm gonna read the super chat in a second. Is a case where once we see things not happening, guys not making plays, a guy like Desmond Stevens should have came in. I mean, he was a baller, and I don't know what we waiting for. Like you waiting for, I don't know what you wait. If you waiting for, what are you waiting for next year? I mean, put the best man in, whoever you think can make the plays. If guys are not tackling right, man, you know that part right there, I do not understand it. I just don't get it. Hey, Robert Matthews, thank you for the super chat. This is good showing for the guys to build on. I agree. Quinn Austin, thank you for the super chat. YouTube, the best players available. I'm trying to figure out what you read. The best players available that's how you win a natty. Let's be real. If Melrose or a top senior quarterback calls you, take him. Best players. You think Oregon? Do you think? Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think Melrose would throw the way Jaden Maiava would throw tonight. Melrose not gonna throw for no almost 400 yards against Notre Dame. He might run with.
So you don't think we should take a quarterback in the transfer portal then, huh?
I'm not. Well, here's my question to you. Here's my question to you. What quarterback is available? I want you to look up the list. I want you to look up the list.
Fahita, that's gonna be out of Arizona from Servite. He's gonna be available because they looking at like he look like
not better than Maiava.
I don't know. They're about the same to me. Until you keep real with them.
So look. So Steph,
he ain't sorry. He balled out last year.
No, he's not sorry at all. He played good against us. But if they about the same, do you think he's coming here to sit on the bench?
I mean, he could fight for a position. I mean, it's to me, I'm the old school way, man. Like the best player played. Whoever playing better at that time, whatever, as far as like in spring ball and who's showing me that, you know, who can run my offense better than, that's what I'm going with. At this end of the day, trying to hurt people's feelings. And I heard Coach saying about losing the locker room. At the end of the day, I play ball. So my thing is, if you're going to put somebody in better that's going to help us out, I'm not tripping. Because at the end of the day, that person can help us win the game or whatever. All this old trying to, you know, spare people's feelings and all this. At the end of the day, this is a business at this level. You know what I'm saying? All that old trying to be friends with everybody and we don't want to lose it. Nah, man, they don't work like that. Because you think the NFL, when they go to the NFL, they don't care about your feelings about you being mad because they just took you out the game. It's the best player that's gonna play. Period. Point blank. Period.
Here's what I think. If we bring a quarterback over, I think it got to be on a Cam Ward level. Otherwise, leave it alone. Because I mean, I don't. Okay. I don't. What's the point of bringing a Melrose over or bringing a Fahita? I think that's his name. That comes from Arizona, and he's on the same level. I don't. Cam Ward.
Here's the thing. He's not on the same level.
He had a bad year this year, dude. He balled out, and they bowl game that they had or whatever. I don't know what y'all was watching, but the dude played.
I've been watching.
What bowl game you
I've
talking
been
about?
watching them all this.
They
I've been
played
watching them
who they
all this
played in
year.
that bowl game. I forget who they. It was the Alamo
Oklahoma.
Bowl or
It was Oklahoma. They beat Oklahoma in the bowl game
and
last
they
year.
and they took it to him, whatever. Him and number 4 that went to surf fight with him or whatever. They both balled out against him or whatever.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
they got some ball players.
he balled out
The
against
wide
us.
receiver is good.
Yeah, and the quarterback good too. I haven't watched him the rest of them this year.
The
And he balled
only
out against
knock,
us.
I've watched him this year, and he struggled.
the
big
only
time.
knock I will say is he can't see over the line like that. He is a short quarterback. I will give you that. But
So that goes back to my question: him or Miami?
Mine was better than he is.
Real talk. Keep it 100, fam. Keep it 100. Him or Miami?
that's a good question. I don't even know how to answer that. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm
gonna be honest. I don't even know.
Well, fam, you brought it up, so I'm giving it back
Right.
to you. Right?
No, right. No, you're right. I don't know because he had a bad year this year. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. And I think they said that something had happened where I guess they don't even have the same OC over there at Arizona, do they? I think they changed OCs or whatever, something like that.
No, their head coach is at Washington.
Okay, well, yeah, okay, it was something, but I think that's a contribute to why he, like you used to what he got to get adjusted to what he, different play calls and stuff. I don't know, but I feel like we got to get somebody to get in there. Like Brian said, we need a backup, man, because Miller Moss is gone after this or whatever. So, we need somebody because it can't be Longstreet because he needs to, develop and he needs to watch the games or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
so I don't know.
This is why I want you, where you get a second. Look up the top portal quarterback transfer. You know who the number one is? It's the guy at UNLV that ended up sitting out for money that came from like a Division II school. The second best is the guy from Boston College. Castellano, whatever his name is. The BC quarterback that got benched.
Yeah,
the BC quarterback that got benched. That got benched.
There's
no one in the portal that's gonna come that's better than Miami. Milroe, if he leaves Alabama, he going to the league. They got him. They projecting him high now to go in the first round. If he gonna leave Alabama, he going to the league. He's not going to transfer. There's no one out there that's available. A quarterback. It's not going to be like last year when you had like Dylan Gabriel and Ward and the guy at Ohio State. All these top quarterbacks in the portal. There's no one there. I want you to look at that. I want you to look at that list and see who's available. And that's not a senior. You know what I'm saying? The reason last year was like that because most of them guys had a COVID year. That's how Ward playing his 5th year. The Ohio State quarterback playing his 5th year. Dylan Gabriel playing his 5th year. But if you look at what's in the portal or who's transferring, you're going to be like, either you're not going to know the guys or you're going to be like, where is this? Most of the top portal guys are like people who's sitting on the bench right now.
But the thing I'm saying is, all I'm saying is Lincoln Riley got to really get in Jaden Ma'awa ear and like, look, man, you got to put this work in the offseason, man. You have to take leaps and bounds because, he kind of shaky a little bit too. I'm not saying that he's not a better quarterback.
Let's break this down real quick.
No, go ahead.
So, and I'm welcoming in Dan. Dan, what's up? But let me finish this point real quick. So, all into the fourth quarter. Let me read you these numbers. Where would you say that Miami was the issue, except in the fourth quarter? Let me read these numbers: 26 for 48, 352 yards, 2 TDs against one of the best defenses in the country.
Two rushing at that point.
Yeah, and 2 rush. So where was the issue as far as the tools that he needed to sharpen?
Well, the reason why I say that is because that's how we got fooled last year in the bowl game with Miller Moss. Them 50-50 balls that he be throwing in the air. Like if the receiver don't come back and fight for the ball, then 9 times out of 10 it's gonna get picked off, whatever. So when he getting rushed or whatever, he got a tendency of just throwing it up in the air and seeing if the receiver going to go to get it or whatever. And that reason why I'm just saying that because we got fooled with Miller Moss with that. Miller Moss looked good because the receivers helped him out or whatever. They came back and fought for the ball in the bowl game. But I don't want us to get fooled again and like thinking, I'm not saying he's not the answer. He got a good arm. He got a bullet where he could throw the ball or whatever. But I'm just saying, I just hope he put that work in when it come next year and dedicate himself to, take over this offense like he should.
But what I would say is in watching the game, he wasn't just throwing 50-50 balls.
Yeah, and that's
he was reading coverages. He was throwing out, hook, slants, everything. right on top. It wasn't just 50-50 balls. And with him, we have a bigger sample than we have with Miller Moss. We had one game with Miller Moss. We've seen what he's done over these last 3 games. And from the first game, I would say he has even progressed by leaps and bounds from the Nebraska game.
He,
Hey,
And
he,
I
hey,
give you that.
fellas, hold on for 1 second. I got Dan on the line, and I want him to
What's
say
up,
something. He
Dan?
just came in. Dan, what's up? What's the word? Dan,
I'm
Hey, what's
sorry,
good? What's
Dan.
going on?
hey, what's the word, man?
Nothing much. I'm a little late to the show, so I don't know the backstory, but I don't know why everyone's talking about the quarterback when we need to show up the offensive line and defensive line. Because what's a new quarterback going to do when they scoring on every single possession? Running,
Absolutely.
Facts.
over pursuing the quarterback running down the field scoring. I mean, what's the point? You get a new quarterback all day. What was that going to really do? And then
I
too,
agree.
my thing is, I don't know what's up with Lincoln Riley's play calling. Like why it seems like I said, like why it seems like on 3rd and 1 he passes, and on 3rd and 10 he runs. It's like like all game. Like what do you, I don't really understand his play calling situation. A lot of different downs. Like I Makai Lemon should have caught that pass down the field, but it was like 3rd and 3. Why even risk like shooting a 3-pointer when you can just do a layup and just a short pass or a run and get the first down and keep the chains going so you can score. I don't get like
mhm.
why he's doing all these crazy downfield plays on like 3rd and 1.
But that's what I'm saying about Jada Maava. Instead of taking the short first down, he throwing the ball down the field. And like you said, we don't need that. Just go for the first down. And he needs to use his legs more. Take off with the ball if you don't see nothing, because you can't run. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly what he just said. Like instead of going for the bomb, we don't need the bomb. Just go for that first down and keep the chains moving or whatever. Keep the drive going.
But again, we can't see what he see on the field. Maybe they had the short route all covered
He
up, and
what?
he had the one on one.
He's six
So he
forward. He should be able to
no,
see good over
no,
the
no, no,
field or
no,
whatever.
no. I'm saying we can't see the field when he say
I
height,
understand that, but
and what
he should
happened.
have a good vantage point though. He should be able to see that field way better than what Miller Moss was seeing it or whatever, because he got a
I'm
height
not saying
advantage or
he
whatever.
can't see the
My
field. What
opinion.
I'm saying is we can't see the coverage and what the defense and the coverage uh push
Okay.
and what was open. My man just said that Lemon should have caught the ball. So he went to the right matchup, to the one-on-one matchup that was open. You got to catch the ball. You got to catch the ball.
Nah,
That's
but
Look,
we didn't need.
that's
But
not
we
a
didn't
that's,
need that though. He could have went for the first down instead of trying to go for the home run or whatever. It was
but
what 3rd and 1.
but what I'm saying is we can't see what he was reading. We don't know if the short was all bottled up because a linebacker or a safety came up with which pushed that one-on-one coverage to be open.
well,
Wow.
the bottom line is, man. Look, I think Jaden Maava played a good game in the
A
fourth
great game.
quarter. The fourth quarter, yeah, a great game up to the fourth quarter. He had his issues. Of course, we will the one little passing interference didn't get called, and of course that last play was an absolute desperation play. But I'm with Dan. We need to get some interior players because at the end of the day, the way he was executing and throwing those balls, and shoot, we may even need to get a receiver, a number one receiver, because you cannot keep. I can count how many receivers drop balls tonight. Once again, I don't understand it, and I know Christian. I agree with you. They are young, but at the end of the day, we can't keep. We've been doing this ever since the first game, and these guys. It happened with Miller Moss. Miller Moss could have had better completion percentage if some of these balls weren't dropped, but it really happened bad tonight. Like several guys dropped the ball. The tight end dropped the ball. I mean, it touched their hands. It was nothing that was just overthrown. It was going right to their hands, off their chest, face mask, whatever you want to call it. And it was just, it just caused some issues.
And Jay, I've been saying it all year. What was the one thing I said we was lacking at wide receiver? That Hollywood Brown that we where he normally has is somebody who can flat out fly and stretch the field. That opens up all the crossing routes, all the slants and posts he like to run. We need a wide receiver that can flat out fly, that can go vertical and stretch the field. We have big receivers. They all have even Lemon. They have decent speed, but we don't have that. We don't
I,
have that burner.
well, let me take part of that back because Makai Lemon, he is that dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rare thing if he misses a ball, man. Makai Lemon is absolutely getting the ball. He's moving and grooving, and he does his part. Let me read the super chat. We need some D lineman players. Hey, thank you, Ghosted, for the super chat. We need some D line players that can actually get home. And look, I agree, and that's what Dan was talking about. We are really we heard, man. We heard in the interior play. Offensive line held up good. I think they did a good job tonight. But you know, it is what it is, man.
No, we need interior players though. We do need
Yeah, we
that
do
for
need
sure.
it. We know that, and edge pass rushers. But to what Dan's saying is totally correct as far as interior defensive line, because it's hard to play defense when you can't get negative plays, and we struggle to get negative plays all year. What negative plays is tackling the running back behind the line of scrimmage or getting sacked. So what was happening today is that we giving up, if not 10 yards on the run, we giving up 3 and 4. So they kept being in third and short, fourth and short. You know what I'm saying? 31 and fourth and one. That's hard for any team to get off the field. And that's why they kept going for it on fourth. Like somehow, some way, going into next season, we got to get some beef up front. We got to be able to, on defense, to make teams have negative plays. Like they can't play in front of the sticks the whole game. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to get them in third and long. You got to be able to. They can't be in 2nd and 4 every time. But that comes because we gotta get some edge rusher and we gotta get some beef up front. We gotta make tackles behind the line of scrimmage. We gotta get teams behind the sticks. It's hard to play defense if every time it's gonna be 2nd and 4, 3rd and 2. That means these teams are gonna go for it on 4th and 1. It's hard. We have to somehow get some beef up front, get some edge rushers, and we're gonna have to get some negative plays on these offense.
Yeah. I personally,
Anything.
if we gonna put that money toward anything, let's get the interior play. I believe we can win with Jay Maiava. I believe we can even really win with our receivers, but if they don't get it together as far as catching the ball, man, we will absolutely be lost in the sauce. Quinn Joyner, I thought he did, and this is to Daryl's point. Thank you for the super chat. Why didn't he stick to Quinn Joyner running? Hey, why? Hey, great question. Why haven't we been sticking with Quinn Joyner or Woody Marks all year long? It is what it is.
Quinn Joyner, a beast, man. That dude is. I feel like, yeah. I don't know. Woody Mark's gone after this, right? Yeah. Quinn Joyner is a beast, man. I think that dude need to get feed, and they need to feed him next year because he run hard. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to bring him down or whatever. But we do need some interior lining though. But come next year, man, if we're not playing for a national championship, it's a bust, man. Because it's 4 years that you had, your chances to get. Defense is gonna be cool. I just that we had them injuries and had a couple key pieces that got on from us. But I think we're gonna be all right though. We got to shore up a couple things on defense on that D line or whatever, and that O line we'll be all right.
And linebackers.
Yeah, and some line. But Eric Gentry got another year, don't he? Eligibility, don't he?
Yeah, he redshirted.
Man, I love that dude because he'll come up and stick his nose in there.
The same way y'all saying we need to plan for Maiava to have a backup, we need to have a plan for Gentry to have a backup.
Of course.
Gentry
I
has
feel like we need to get
depth.
depth. We need depth at that linebacker position because that's what killed us today, though. Because they didn't make no plays.
Scatterboo with them.
Man, some of these super chat. Hey, thank you for the super chat, but hire Kenny Dillingham and have him bring the midget Scatterboo.
What?
Are you serious, man? Maybe $6 million.
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna say about Arizona State.
I don't.
I like Dion. I like Brian, and I like Colorado. I wish them the best. But this is what I think people fail to realize: they're not playing the defenses of the teams that we're playing.
They're not playing nobody. Exactly. They playing in the weak conference.
We have the second toughest schedule in the nation this year, and so when everybody gets to saying why Colorado can do this and why these other schools can do that. They're not. They're playing in the Big 12. They're not playing
a good competition.
You know how many top 5 defenses we have played this year, and teams we have played. And we have the second toughest schedule in the nation behind Florida. We played 6 of the top 10 best defenses in the nation. It's a big difference.
Way big difference.
Absolutely. So look, man. I did my man. Look, hey, we'll be talking about this, man, all week. Look, the season's over, man. You know what? I'm glad it's over right about now. I mean, this is.
What would you say? But next year, though, seriously though, in all due seriousness, If we're not playing for a national championship, is it time for Lincoln Riley to go? No, seriously.
Well, I
4 years?
said it at the beginning of the show.
Okay.
If Lincoln look next year, and I'm gonna say this, I've been hearing some rumblings already. I'm just gonna tell you right now.
I know some of the alumni frustrated.
Well,
I know some of the.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think if.
I
Go
gotta
ahead,
say it
Jay.
right. I gotta say it the right way. Without there's some talk going on. I'll just say that. But you know, I personally say next year, if he doesn't get it together, yeah, then. But yeah, there's a lot of
I'll say
talk
this.
going on. I can tell you that right now. I can
I'm not gonna
promise
say
you
if
that.
we don't win the national. I'm not gonna say if we don't win the national championship, but if we don't make playoffs,
At least competing for one, you know what I'm saying? At least, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because
If we don't make playoffs, then that's when I'll start being like, okay, we ain't going in the right way. I ain't gonna say win the national championship, but if we ain't least, you know what I'm saying,
the
11
talent,
and one,
the
10 and
talent is
two,
there
trying to
though.
get to the.
Hey, yeah. So I will say this: if something did happen with him, it wouldn't surprise me. I'll just say it like that.
Yeah, so hopefully we could be, you know, like we'll be all right. We just get a couple of pieces in this transfer portal and sew up what we need to sew up and you know, hopefully we
That's gonna
competing
get
for a
hard in the
national
portal.
championship. I
Offensive
just
tackle, interior D line, edge rushers.
No
I want
doubt.
to say shout out to my guy Young Tiny though. I know that dude. That's
Oh yeah.
crazy.
Oh yeah.
Young Tiny.
You know, young
Young
Tony.
Tony cool.
Yeah.
Young Tony cool, man.
Hey.
He lived out there in Rialto or whatever. We would just go to the same barbershop in Rialto, man. That's crazy.
Oh, that's wild. How'd you find that out that you knew
I
young
seen him
Tony?
on your thing. And I'm like, he looked familiar. And I'm like, that dude. I'm like, you know, I knew his voice was familiar. And I'm like, I seen him from somewhere. And I thought about it. I'm like, he used to go get his hair cut in Rialto somewhere, man. So
That's
yeah, I
what's
just
up.
wanted to say shout out to my
Did
guy
you
though.
go to Eisenhower High School in Rialto?
No, I went to Washington. I'm from LA, but I
Oh,
grew up in
okay.
Washington, the Nixon Garden area or whatever. But I just know it because I stayed out there in Rialto for a little bit. So
Yeah,
that's how I know him out there.
I think young Tony from around my way. You know, I'm from the
Oh,
Crenshaw district. I think he
okay,
from.
yeah.
If
I
I'm not
seen him
mistaken.
somewhere though.
Okay.
Okay, but hey, I just want to say, fight on it all, man. We gonna be all right though next year though, man. Much love to all y'all though.
All right, fam. Hey,
All
likewise,
right.
fam. All right, man. Ray, what's the word, man?
What's going on, man?
Talk to me, bro.
Hey, man. But man, I think everybody just need to calm down. We gonna be all
Yeah,
right.
we're gonna be
We
straight,
gonna
man.
be all right. And then as far as the receivers, yes, we do need to work on catching the ball. But if you look at these other teams like the Ohio State and Alabama, their receivers, they don't sub out. Lincoln does a lot of subbing out. He'll have Lemon in there and then take him out the next play after a catch. Like, I think he needs to like redo that instead of let them guys get a rhythm. Let them stay in the game. That subbing out every play. I don't know if he's trying to like keep their stamina up or what, but if you look at the top receivers, they're in every play. Every single play, they're in the game. Lincoln does a lot of substitutions in between plays. And sometimes it's a good thing and sometimes a bad thing. But I feel like we like Limit, I think he needs to be out there every play. I don't think he needs to be on the sideline at
Yeah, I
all.
agree with you.
At all.
I agree.
I think he need to be out there every play. But and we need to get better on that D line too, man. It showed today. That we didn't have, like you said, that depth. We just didn't have that today, man. They just ran it down our throats. But other than that, I think we're gonna be fine. And I don't think there is no other quarterback out there in the portal that's better than Marova. I don't
No,
think that at
That's
all.
what I'm saying.
No,
Preach,
no, I don't
brother,
think that at
preach.
all.
I'm
No, no,
telling you.
no, at all. That, like you said, if it ain't on no Cam Ward level, nah, ain't no. I don't need to even entertain that. Just go him over and help get Lone Street ready, because I think he's the future. I think he's the future for sure. But Marvin's our guy. I think he's our guy for sure, man. But as far as the receivers, I don't think we're gonna be able to get the receiver we want, man, because he does a lot of subbing with the receivers. I wish he would lead those guys in to get a rhythm. But you taking them out, every possession. I mean, I don't understand the logic on that. I mean, these guys, they should be in shape. I mean, we trained all summer, so they should be in shape to be out there. Like I said, Lemon should never. I don't think he should come out the game at all. I think he's one of those guys who should not come in the game at all. But he'll get a catch, they'll take him out the game, he'll sit for a few plays, and then they'll put him back in again. He's a dynamic player. He's a game changer. So I feel like he needs to be in every play. But I don't know why we do that, man. I don't know why he subs a lot like that. I don't know.
I think the reason he subs so much is that he's so used to doing fast paced no huddle and to keep the defense off, get someone fresh. The problem is most of the time we're not even in the rhythm to be able to do that and go up tempo. Cause we
But
have a negative
you
we
see
have a
what I'm
negative
saying
play
though?
or something.
How these other
Yeah.
play all these other teams, they top receivers, they out.
Right. Ryan Rims at Alabama ain't coming out. That freshman at
I
Ohio
get what
State, he not coming out. Yeah, I get it.
they not coming out, bro. They in the game. They not coming out, bro. They in the game every play. That's how they able to get they, you know what I'm saying? But we do a lot of, but like you said, the hurry up thing. But I don't know, man. I just feel like he need to work on keeping them guys in the game, man. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
yeah,
agree.
yeah. I agree. Let me read this. Hey, thank you. This is a Notre Dame fan. Thank you, DJ. He says I'm a Notre Dame fan. He says y'all have a good team, good game, but the back-to-back picks was crazy. Other than that, those two plays, your quarterback played great. And hey, thank you for the super chat and thank you for
Everybody
keeping it
see
real.
except it's what I said earlier. Everybody see
Everybody
except
seeing
Trojan
except the
fans.
fan. It's crazy. It's wild. Hey, listen, like I told you guys, this was the most points that Notre Dame has scored on them all year long. And so, and not only that, the yardage that Maava put up. We talk about almost 400 yards offense by Maava. If you combine his running along with his passing, it is around 400. I think he threw for 356, something like that. Hey, let me this super chat.
Hey,
Hey, Tobias, he says, are we sure it's Lincoln play calling because the quarterback changed the play and caused a false start? And no, you know what, Tobias? I heard the commentator say that, but I don't know if that was correct or not. I'm not sure if he changed the play. I don't know. I'm not saying either way.
well, I want to get something straight, Jay. I'm not saying that Maava should be replaced. Remember, because
What
I'm
up,
the one
B?
who said that. What's going on with you, Chris? Christian? I'm not saying that he should be replaced. I'm the one that said that we should have brought in Maava after the Minnesota loss. So I'm saying is we need an insurance plan in case Maava goes down because we don't want to put next season. We don't want to hinge it on a true freshman like that, like Longstreet. We don't want to hinge it on that. Second point, we lost this game in the trenches, man. We couldn't stop their
Yeah.
run in the first half. That was the difference in between the game. We had to press at the end, and I still think that Jacoby Lane should have been on that play of that first pick six. I think Jacoby Lane should have been over there instead of Kyron Hudson
I
because
kind
they
of agree. I kind of
because
agree with
because
that.
yeah, because they hadn't been able to stop him all night long. Jacoby Lane should have had at least 5 touchdowns today, at least 5. If you put him in there in the red zone, he's a mismatch, man. Nobody can compete with his height, his jumping ability, and the range that he covers. With those big hands that he got, man. So I think we need to show up the defensive line. You're correct, Jay. We need to show up the defensive line and the offensive line because we're
Absolutely.
losing. We're losing Munheim. We're losing Pregnon, and those two guys have pretty much been the anchor to this offensive line all season long. So we could have ran the ball more, but even with that, we were down 28-35 when that first pick six happened, man. If you leave Jacoby in there and ride the hot hand, him and Lemon are going
That's
to be the keys to next season.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah,
talking about. That's the subbing. That's what I'm saying. If you
yeah.
got the high hand, them boys is catching it. Why are they on the sideline? I'm not that. They don't need no rest. I feel like they in shape enough to be out there. The
Hmm.
top receivers are out there for these other teams. They
Yeah.
not sitting on the sideline unless they hurt. I
Well, I
mean,
think I think Lemon run a lot of go routes and long
you
developing
think
plays,
you think
so
he be
I can
tired?
understand. I can understand him
No,
needing a
no,
rest or one at
no.
least one play.
I don't think Lemon's tired at all,
I don't
man.
think he be
Matter of fact,
tired.
I think Lemon need to be out
He
there.
said, I don't think he be
All
tired.
Lemon needs to be out there all the time. Hey, thank you, DJ, once again for the super chat. Says Dillingham is from Arizona. I agree. He's not leaving He's not leaving unless he's fired.
Dillingham is not our answer, though. He's not the
No,
answer to it.
no, no,
He's
no,
not the
no.
answer to us.
He's very creative. I'll give it. Augustine, hey, thank you. You says, how do y'all think recruits will react? Well, I'll say this. I think some recruits are going to be okay.
Right.
In fact, I was told that some of them not even worried about they see the potential. Look, recruits, even our players, they don't look at everything the way we look at it. Well, the way most fans look at it. They look at things totally different. And they look at the improvement. Like USC, they were ranked, what, 119 last? Look what we did last year. Look what our team did last year at Notre Dame last year. And look at how they played this year.
They nailed down the main recruit they needed to nail down. I'm nailed down. I'm not going to say any names because I don't want any kids or any parents to be offended. They nailed down the key important recruit. I'll just leave it right there. We need big bodies along that O line and that D line to stop them from what they did to us today.
Yeah,
and I think we need a change. I think we need one. I think we need a change of pace back too, because Jonah's good, but he's not. He ain't no. He gonna run you over type guy. I think we need like one more like quick back that you can just get it to, and we gonna miss Woody for sure.
Yeah, Woody Joyner. Woody was that guy, and I might kind of agree with you on that. You know, after the night, because I mean, you saw Brian Jackson. Brian Jackson's gonna be more of a power back.
Yeah, he a power guy.
Marion Peterson. Now we do got some guys coming in that are gonna be. Yeah, we got a couple freshmen that are coming in. I'm not sure how ready they're gonna be.
And you know, ever since Riley's been here, we have found a great back in the portal.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they might go get one. I mean, we had Travis Dye. We had the kid from South Carolina. What's his name from last year? They came from South Carolina.
Marshawn
Lloyd. Then we got Woody. Yeah. So I figure that's one of the things that's going to be.
Let me ask y'all a question though. If a kid like Jaden Ott hit the transfer portal, do you get him?
Oh, you got to get him.
Hey, do you guys remember last year? We talked about that. I was, I'm big on Jaden Ott, especially what he did.
Jaden Ott is nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We talked about that last year, but you remember he put out that video.
He decided to stay.
Yeah, he decided to stay. But if he gets in the portal, hey, I say, man, you can't pass, because if you pass something like that up, that's like passing up a Woody Marks or a Marshawn Lloyd. You just can't do it. But I think I think the future is bright with Quinn Joyner, though. I do. I'm not gonna lie, but I think we're gonna need, some more experience because we got more freshmen that are, be coming in.
If he don't go off to the league this year, which I think he's a true junior. If he doesn't go off to the league this year, I think he's gonna hit the portal because Cal, really didn't do too great this year. Of course, we didn't do too great, but I think with a dependable back like that, coupled with Joyner, I think the sky's the limit.
Great. I ain't gonna lie.
I think the sky's the limit if we show up. If we show up, but we got to show up the trenches. We need to go in and get some tackles.
We need that bad. Like,
yeah,
I don't.
We need that more than anything.
All that money that everybody's talking about spending on
get the line. Get the line.
Get the line.
Man, please.
Defensive line and old line.
I'm looking at this Texas. I'm looking at this Texas and Texas A&M game right now,
I forgot about that.
They got some big boys on this D line and this O line, man, and that's what we were missing.
We need that.
And B, that's what I was saying. B, that's what I was saying earlier. When your defensive line and defense can't cause negative plays and they stay in 2nd and 4, 3rd and 2. It's a long day. Like you got to be able to create negative plays on defense to get them behind.
Cam Fountain looked good today. Braylon Shelby looked good today coming off the edge. But I'm talking about the interior, like Christian was saying earlier, man. We need the interior. We need them D tackles and them nose tackles, and we need a couple. We definitely gonna need a center. We don't need a center because Marham is gone, but we gonna need somebody to show up that right side. I think Elijah Page would be okay. But we're gonna need somebody to show up that right tackle and that center. Oh, and that left guard.
Can we give a round of applause to our tackles too?
Yeah,
they've grown. They've grown since that Michigan game.
Oh yeah.
They've grown with getting playing time and getting them reps. They have matured this year and they have played absolutely better.
Yeah. We need to get some depth in there too. That old line, because if you look at the Michigan game, they beat Ohio State today. They don't even got a quarterback, but they won in the trenches. They won. They won the old line. The old line won.
They won.
They won in the trenches.
You're correct. They won, They won
That
that
was
game,
it.
and Michigan won that game in the trenches today,
In the
man.
trenches, man.
That's how
That's what we
Michigan won all the
need.
games they won. That's how they beat
That's
us
all.
in the
Right.
trenches.
That's all the games they won
Offense and
in the
defensive
trenches.
line.
The offense and defensive line. That's it.
Yeah. Well, look,
And
man.
everybody,
Look,
hey, Jay, I told you earlier, everybody talking about some Riley, man. That Ryan Day inherited a Ferrari. Then got 20 talking about some he needs millions of dollars to build his roster out, and he still done lost 4 straight to
It
Michigan.
was
hey,
20
hey,
million,
hey,
And he
wasn't
look,
got
it?
a
look,
$20
look.
million.
Hey,
yeah.
they fans talk about firing him, man. It's crazy all over Twitter, but that's a whole nother story. But look, I'm about to get up out of here, fellas, man. I want to watch some of these other games and see what's happening, but I'm probably gonna come on tomorrow. Me and Jay,
Hey,
I got to
Miami
talk.
lost today. Miami lost today.
Oh, they did. They lost that game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
To
they lost to
Syracuse.
Syracuse.
Man, they a fraud, man. But
So now
anyway,
Clemson back in the ACC championship.
yeah, that's wild.
They
They
was
are
up by
fraud.
21 too. That's
Look,
the crazy
Miami should
part.
have lost. They should have lost against Virginia Tech. They should have lost against Cal. They got cheated. They cheated both of those games, but that's a whole nother story. But look, man, I'm out of here, man, and you guys can come on out with me. But anyway, man, look, everybody stay blessed, man. I'm gonna watch some of these games real quick. Appreciate everybody. We got about 1,200 people tapping in. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Look, I'm not mad at all. I'm not upset. I think the future bright. I think we got something to build on. Yes, I will say. I will reiterate. If Riley don't get it done next year, I think it's a done deal, man. I mean, you can't. That it is what it is. So look,
I
man.
agree. I
Until
agree.
later on, man. Everybody stay blessed.
All right,
Fight
fight
on,
on.
fight on, fight on.
Fight
Fight
on.
on.
Fight on.